Hello and welcome to Ash of God's Redemption. Thank you for joining me today. For the very few of you who actually do watch this series, I do appreciate it. I know this isn't the most popular one, but I'm enjoying it, so we're going to play. So we have three choices. We can take the Mushroom Track, the Shepherd's Path, or the Old Gevenon Road. Now we are trying to get to Ursus. We are on the trail of Thorn. Your pursuit of Thorn and the truth about the mysterious curse continues. Ahead lies the city of Ursus. So we were just in the city of Ursus when we were playing as Thorn. We're now playing as Hopper, who is on the trail of Thorn. We have three different kind of stories which we keep hopping between. So the quickest route, I would assume, would be the Old Gevenon Road. That seems to be the straightest. We go through the bread market to Ursus. We could take the Mushroom Track down to the Woodland Watch. The Curse route. Didn't we go through this way? I could have sworn that maybe that was when I was playing as Thorn. It can get a little bit confusing because we're retracing the same roads. I'm going to take the Old Gevenon Road because it seems to be the most direct route. So let's go. Trees nearest the road are scarred with various travellers' marks. Some have their lower branches cut off, others' bark has been stripped to ribbons. You notice a thick branch leaning purposely against a trunk just below a tree hollow. Someone has either put something in or taken it out. Egg follows your gaze. That hole interests you, Hopper. Really? Some poor squirrel's winter stash? Or do you think maybe there's a simple bandit hid treasure by the thoroughfare? I doubt it. Look at the branch. Someone's been in there already. Vegan's words come to mind. There are holes and holes. Was he talking about a hole in the tree? A hole in the ground? Should you check the tree hollow or be sensible and ride past? Now that's kind of a little bit leading there, isn't it? Do you want to do this thing or be sensible and not do it? Well, obviously we're going to go and check it. We'll check it ourselves. We're not going to ask the other people to start doing things for us. We're the one interested. We'll check it. You ride up to the tree and take a closer look at the hollow. It doesn't look like a bird's or a squirrel's home. A sense of menace emanates from the thick trunk's dark eye. You snap a branch and shove it in. Something hisses within. Ake is clearly worried. Be careful, Hopper. Forget the hollow. Mark my words, there's god-awful snake in there. There are no tree snakes in Bacana, of course, but it could be vermin from the mad wood. Screw it, let's go. You stare at the tree hollow, mesmerised. The snake continues to hiss. Is it enchanted? Should you curtail your curiosity? God, do we risk getting bit by a snake that could be bad? Or do we just ignore it? I feel like, is it baiting me in? It is baiting me in, isn't it? We're going to check it. You raise your stirrups, listening to the hissing intently. Quicker than your heartbeat, you shove your hand in, grabbing the slimy creature by the neck. The snake hisses angrily and coils around your wrist, unable to bite you. Okay, snakes aren't slimy. Let's just correct that right now. Ake exclaims in surprise. Holy shit, how did you do that? By ear, you're nimble for your age. Snake's a swamp adder, by the way. How in the world did you get into that hollow? Swamp adders don't live in trees. You flick your arm and the adder flies into the roadside grass. You feel traces of sorcery on your palm, and the blackness on your arm has spread. What's done is done. You continue your journey. Oh, okay, so there was not even anything in there. There was no sort of hidden treasure behind the snake. They just literally just caused the curse to spread, and we've lowered our stats. What are our stats right now? Well, -4 on the attack, -9 on health, -9 on energy. So our attacks here, we can actually level him up. We might do that. So we're dealing 12 damage, and this one deals 24 damage. So I mean, we can still do a reasonable amount of. We've got 5 skill points. Obviously, haven't leveled him up at all. Look at this. Okay, let's do that now then. So we unlock Mental Blast, which requires 6 energy. Cooldown 2, reduces energy by 10 to a random enemy unit, does not end turn. That's actually very, very good. I will take that. Okay, what else do we have now? Energy Surge. Skill Quick Strike. So this +2 to energy. So this one deals 12 damage and increases your energy by 9. And that would increase it by 2. Okay. Circular Hit. Deals 24 damage to all surrounding units. That's a very good move actually. This -1 energy to the cost of the ability. I don't feel like that's a massive one, but okay. Spend 4. Okay, yeah, so we can't do these things. No, I have to unlock these things first. So what are these things? Or +2 to damage on the circular hit. So that's all we can really do then. Energy Surge. We could give ourselves more energy, or this one reduces the energy, or this one increases the damage. Maybe we should take the extra damage. I'll take the extra. Oh, mind you, look at this. So we've got potentially 4 points here. If I just I'll take this one. Now again, I could reduce it by 2. Again, by using what, 3 skill points? Well, that's how many I've got. Okay, yeah. So the energy's gone down. Oh, okay. So no, that is just cumulative. So it's just like an extra 1. I guess that's all we can do. Okay, well, let's do that then. We'll max this one out. So it only takes 1 energy, which is nothing. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. Okay. Right, so now we've done that, let's carry on down the old Givnon Road. Hopefully we'll get to the market. Okay, you feel the reaping grow stronger. Its shadow falls upon you. Oh, we've seen this one before. The curse has crippled your arms, reaching for your heart. If you give up and feed some of your power to the enchantment, you can prevent the reaping from growing stronger. If you resist and conserve your strength, dark magic will tighten its grip on the world. I'm going to give in to it every time. So our stats are lowered once again. But we do gain, every time we do that, we gain a skill point. That's really interesting. Ake suggests you set up camp on the outskirts of the village. There's a grain market, he explains. Even in the off-season, there's all kinds of folk, including those you shouldn't turn your back on. Let's buy supplies in the village and spend the night here. You only shrug. After years of wandering, you've gotten used to sleeping under the stars. You trail your gaze around a grove of trees. One of them bears a glyph, freshly cut into the bark. It's no warden's mark, but a reaper's sign. You walk around the tree and find a hole in its trunk. Ake succinctly suggests that you don't mess around with strange holes. Oh god, another one. I'm going to check it myself. You approach the tree, lean on a thick bough and stick your hand into the hole. Your fingers touch fresh earth. Grab a handful and show it to Ake. Ake frowns. What's this, a cache of dirt? Either it's very special dirt or it's no cache. Why the blaze did you stick your hand in there in the first place? Are you going to check every tree hole along the way? If so, it'll be slow going. You pause to consider this. There's a grain of truth in Ake's words. Someone made the effort to bring a handful of earth from a nearby field and pour it into a tree hollow. Suddenly you have an insight. It's a clue, Ake. What I'm looking for is under my feet. I just need to find out where exactly to look. Don't trouble yourself with my musings. Let's camp here for the night and head out in the morning. Got another skill point. Well, we're going to try and spend those then. 2 skill points. So we've actually dropped more health and more energy. So we've just spent a whole load of skill points to reduce the energy cost of which one was it? One of them. Circular hit. Now only just 1 energy. But we actually lost 12. I don't know if it's worth it. And maybe am I going about this wrong? I was thinking, okay, I thought you had to spend skill points in here to unlock these ones, but maybe each one of these is like 4 skill points. I could have been upgrading those because I don't really think any of these ones are that great. Oh dear. Okay. Okay, it's tempting to actually go into this one because this one gives us extra energy when we use it, and we are losing a lot of energy. Or do we go the extra damage? It's only on circular hit though, which isn't super Mind you, we have just spent a load of points to upgrade that one, so I guess we'll go here. Yeah, I guess I should be saving up points to maybe get new skills. I might be going about this all wrong, I don't know. Okay, so we can go down the bar. Why are we going? Why would you go up here? That's a new mill. Well-trodden track used by the local peasants. Go to the barley track. We are trying to get to Ursus, but so why would it give us the option of going up here? Unless there's something important up there that we could do. I guess we could actually then take this road. I'm kind of tempted to take this one, just to take a diversion. It's probably a bad choice, but could be something good here. You feel uneasy again. Someone from your past approaches. A squad of Ensigns led by Harlow, whose body you'd used in cults, appears on the road. You can tell he's noticed you as well. He was the man you made kill and torture others. Not that it matters whether it was your will or not. Now he's here. Use the sleeping spell on your companions. You won't drag anyone into your personal business. We could talk to them, kill everyone, or let them leave. Let's talk to them. Raise your hands as the squad approaches. I recognise you, Harlow. I think that you're strong enough not to succumb to the Reaping's influence. Now you're here. Do you understand that we're no longer in cults? Do you remember what happened to our world? Do you wish the same fate for this one? I recognise you too, Blance, the Herald, though you've changed. Harlow immediately responds. I see that you have a body now. Don't know what happened to cults, but fire doesn't turn all things to ash. I'm serving a cause. You know what that means. You too are a servant, or aren't you anymore? Will you let us pass? You nod and step away from the road. I'll let you pass only because you talk to me, you tell Harlow as the squad goes by. He who listens will one day hear. They come to his senses. What happened? He asks. It's almost amused. It's like I blacked out. The Ensigns were there, and then they weren't. Damn old sorcery and illusions. Let's get out of here. Okay, that was weird. Okay, well, we're going down the Shepherd's Path. There's no option, but we should arrive in Ursus unless we get waylaid by any other actions. Oh yeah, the walls of Ursus already loom through the trees when you overhear the sounds of fighting. You find Ensigns fighting a Juranian horse patrol in a nearby meadow. He grips his sword tightly. Hey, Booklover, we should help the boys deal with the abominations. You just stay here, away from the sharp blades. You shrug and dismount to watch the skirmish. Reinforcements are already coming from the city gates, so the Ensigns don't stand a chance. A twig cracks, making you turn and unsheath your sword. Another Ent squad emerges from the nearby forest. Okay, looks like we're going to take some action here. So yeah, so with Hopper, it seems like he is always on his own in these battles. Okay, that position seems as good as any. So, we have this mental blast. What range does that have? It looks like it's at least getting closer by the looks of it. Okay, so we can do a quick strike on anybody. I'm going to go for this guy since he's the nearest. Quick strike. We'll just go health. I think a couple of attacks on the health should hopefully do it. I've got no cards to use, but I do have all this stuff, so I can. Oh, I'll go as a random enemy unit. Oh yeah, well sure, yeah, we'll do that. Because there's no kind of downside to that. Might as well do that every time. So 12 damage on the old quick strike. We can do this. Take him out. Okay, so we'll just move in, take this one. Quite often I go for the energy, but I think for these guys they're like 2-hit kills anyway, so I don't necessarily need to do the energy. But then I get this back, the cooldown, so I can do that. Oh, that gets him. Not the most useful of strike actually, because I can just kill him here anyway. But yep, we'll get him. They've got a bit of reach on their weapons. Oh wow, that does a lot of damage. Okay, it looks like these two have acted already. I could actually go up to this guy. Yeah, let's take him out. Because he hasn't acted yet. I am concerned about how much damage I'm taking though. So this guy's got no energy because of our thing earlier, so he couldn't do anything. That's good. So I'm going to come in here. They've all been refreshed now because they all acted, so they can all move. So I will come in here, take him out. Oh, he can reach me. Oh. Well, that didn't work. Okay, we'll try it again. Interesting. Okay, let's have a look at this one. 22 health, 22 health, 22, 12, 22, 23. Okay. I don't really know what else I could do differently. I will start off by doing this on the first turn. So that gets him. So, oh, you know what I can do? Yes, let's move in here. We'll use a little bit of energy to get there. But now I can use this thing and kill them both. That's a cool maneuver. Looks like they all get like an extra movement, maybe, when others die. So if I can now do the same... No, we've got a cooldown. Oh, I'll tell you what then. I'll just move back to here, out of the way. And then my turn. So I'm hoping they can't reach me from there. Ah, now I can't reach them though, that's annoying. Well, I can do this though. Okay, so that takes down his energy. I will move... you think, I want to be able to get to here. Well, it depends because they're about to move. I'm going to move to here. And end turn. Ah. Of course they choose him to move and he's going to do damage. Takes my energy unfortunately. But that's okay because we can take him out and I gain energy from doing it. Okay, what's my movement? Okay, we'll do this. Unfortunately, I can't really help. No, I think I've made bad choices. Let's move to here. Just kind of maneuver myself. They're not coming in, are they? Let's move up here. I really want to be able to do the quick strike to gain some energy. Okay, here we go. So they actually sacrifice their own health a bit to do that. So actually I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. I should have gone for his energy. I think I might have been able to kill him. Oh, but I can do it now though. I will... Oh, actually, hold on. First of all, I'll do this. Oh, that killed him! Oh, that's pretty cool. Apart from, I wanted to kind of get the extra energy from using the attack. Okay. Let's move over here. Just keep out of the way of that one. I'll end my turn. Oh, he's got A lot of reach. Too much reach. Okay, I have a better idea of how to do things now. We're going to stay there. So we'll do. This uses 6 energy, 7 energy. I've got 43. Yeah, so we'll start off with this. That's good. And we're going to move to here. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to do this. 27 damage. Yeah, that will kill him either way. Okay, perfect. Yeah, now I can get in here. So it's more favourable for me now, the way that they've done it. So I can now... ideally, I want to be able to use this attack, but I can't. This is the mistake I made last time. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to take him out, and that gives me the energy that I need. Oh, no, but that's a good position though, because I believe... Oh, still not on... Why is it not on cooldown? I thought that was on 1 last time. Well, that's annoying. He has acted this turn. I am actually going to attack his energy. Is that a good thing? I'm going to try it. So he can't do his special attacks. Okay, now I get this back. I will use this first. Perfect. And now I use this. Okay, 1-on-1. Ooh, that was close. That was really, really close. I should be able to kill him though. Yep. There we go. That's how we do it. It's a close run thing though. The downsides on his energy and his health and his damage and things is kind of difficult. Or do you get skill point though? Showing admiration. Oh shit, healer, what's the deal with you and those Enzes? I've seen such swordplay. I've never seen such swordplay. If you treat wounds as well as you fight, you could resurrect the dead or something. Can't do that, Ake. Besides, why do you need to reanimate the dead anyway? That already in the hands of the gods. It's the living we should be looking after. Oh, I cannot believe this. This puppy old man's a healer. You have my respect, sir. Never actually saw Icons fight, but I don't think they'd give you much of a challenge. I'm Shek, Commander of the Guard at Ursus, at your service. Hopper Rowley, at your service. Never encountered an Icon, and not eager to. Tempting fate is one thing, laughing in space is something else entirely. Well said, Hopper. Thanks for your help. Never would have thought to fend off enemies near my hometown walls, although it wasn't long ago I was nabbing similar beasts on the Ursus streets. There were Enzes in town. Has the reaping gotten Ursus too? If messengers are to be believed, it's the same mayhem as in Albius. Not sure if it's the reaping, but many are getting sores on their necks, and the bell hasn't stopped ringing for days. No reapers here, but those white master abominations are popping up like mushrooms. Enzes are drawn to the men here. The master warriors always arrive just before a reaping, for they are its harbingers. They come, eagerly rushing to the sacred stones. Then the men here accumulate poison and become deadly. True, a stone killed some people too, but allow none near it now, of course, and we forbid even discussing this plight. For now, the ointments the monks bring from the temple supply do their job. It alleviates some of the pain. Judging by the flags, the king is in town. Why not in the capital, though? They say war is coming to the western border, and which Burkanan kingdom will be the first one plunged into the mess. That's right, Gerada. Gabana's trouble is business as usual anyway. Besides, the king's old now, and his health is declining. His son, on the other hand, is young and healthy. His Highness is stationed in Ursus, by the way. This is hardly a big city, but it's more resources than Albius, and thrice the population. We've even the royal palace here. Just you wait till Prince Tree comes back. Then it'll all be like it was.
Mm-hmm.
You don't believe this, do you, Shek? Nothing will be as it was anymore. If records of the previous reapings are to be believed, only 1 in 3 women survived, and only 1 in 5 men weren't killed in battle. I don't want to think of it. And what's the point of digging graves and crying over those who still live?
Mm-hmm.
Have you perchance seen Prince Ho? He hasn't showed up, and he never will. We've got news that he's dead. The imprisoned Thorn Brennan accompanied the Prince from Arbius, told us where we can find his corpse. We've sent men to recover it. It's suffocating. Such tragedy. I hope His Majesty can bear the news. How could such a thing happen? We've lost hope of all Drana.
Mm.
You said Thorn Brennan is in the dungeon. And what of his daughter? Of course he's in the dungeon. Bran Vichy, Thorn's brother-in-law, made sure of that. The girl's vanished, though. Her uncle turned the whole town upside down to no avail. I see you know Brennan since you were talking about his daughter. We've been hot on Captain Brennan's heels since Albius. You could say we've known everything about him. We were supposed to bring back Prince Ho and arrest Thorn, all at Prince Treeg's behest. Well, nothing left to do now. We didn't make it. It was all for naught.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you don't care, but I need to get to the dungeon and talk with Thorn Brennan right now. What say you, Shek? The book lover wouldn't ask that without a reason. Give us a short meeting. I can attend so you don't feel pressured. Besides, he defeated the abominations that were ready to tear into your guards. You may be right. Besides, you've helped me and saved my men's hides. All right, have it your way. So, another skill point gained. Nice. Finally, with the two threads of the story are going to meet. So we have Stein. Clearly something's bothering Stein. Perhaps people are going to talk about it. Speak to Ake. Ake, it would seem, wishes to talk face to face with you. We can go to see Thorn in jail. Well, let's talk to Stein first. Listen to me, Stein. Or maybe it's Steen. I don't know how you say that. But I understand the reaping makes times tough, and everyone's feeling resentful towards one another. What is your problem? Your ulcer has been treated with a potion from the temple. You're alive and well. What else could possibly be bothering you? The only one I resent is myself. What provoked such anger? What happened in Albius wasn't so clear-cut. It wasn't the Tallman who attacked me. It was the other way around. I'd have killed Ramlin too if we were not so fast. I'd probably have taken the stab at Thorn too. What stopped you, Steen? It was the bell. When I heard it ring throughout Albius, it was like something hit me. I came to my senses. I couldn't believe what I'd done, but there's no taking any of it back. So what now, Stein? You don't feel the thumping now, do you? I mean, the bell's not ringing anymore. The bell's ringing, Hopper. I know it is, even if I don't hear it. I feel that incessant thumping in my head. While it rings, I'm still human, but I'm afraid to find out what happens when it stops. Okay. Let's see what Ake wants. Listen, Ake, you're going to burn a hole in my head with that steer of yours. Something wrong? I still don't get why the Cardinal carries you in his arms. You may have undone the sorcerer and be quite deft at swinging that sword of yours, but so what? Why would the Cardinal care? Well, if I tell you, I'm a great scholar, an expert on ancient manuscripts, an interpreter and translator. I'm a rare breed, my friend. Do you think the Cardinal would rather rummage through hundreds of manuscripts, or just ask me for the answer? So you're like a walking library or something? I don't believe that one bit. Answer me this. What was that fiend in Albius? What did it want with Trobel? And why is the war with Frisia happening at reap time? By the way, Ake, you do know the temple looks down on such talk, don't you? Maybe they do, but I don't. I'm no temple servant, and I don't do Corazon's bidding, nor do I serve those rogue buffoons. My ears are open, but my lips are sealed. I swear on my honour. Do you want to know more about the monster from Albius? What else can the killer be but an enemy? And you should know your enemies by name. I don't believe for a moment that this reaper of yours has no name. What do the records say about the last reaping? There's nothing about our current reaping in any of the records yet. It makes sense that it was a reaper, though that's just what people call them. They consider themselves harbingers, messengers of the gods. There are records of some of them, but I cannot tell you anything about the one in Albius. I have not seen it. Well, I'll tell you then. I was questioning a merchant. His name's Padagang, I think. The Reaper was tall, half naked, grey of skin, had dirty hair just like a shaman's, and he got a bunch of chains and such on him. He also held a giant glaive made from some kind of drab metal. That was Dorkal, one of the most powerful Reapers. His weapon is the biggest clue. The Hidden Chronicles called him the Butcher of Bakana, or the Scourge of Bakana, well, he's got many names. Quite a bit of carnage he's dealt through the centuries. A ruthless and cunning beast, that one. I don't quite understand. Why would a monster that powerful even need to be cunning? That's a weapon of the weak, unless he is not the only one. So the Chronicles say something else? Don't fret. I'll not tell the temple about this. I know, Ake. I'm quite good at reading people. I don't think Dorkal needs to be cunning. That's just how he is. The Reapers are not to be trusted, however. Not hammer-wielding Tibarar or Atraka with his sword and Bident. None of them. Interested in the reasons behind the war with Frisia? That's exactly right. Prince Trieg sent more patrols westward the moment he heard the reaping was coming. We've never been friends with Frisia, obviously, but why are they at our throats in reap time? Are the gods not bestowing their due share of misfortune? Alright, Lake, I'll answer you. Let's say your prince squabbled with the cardinal. They'd argue and go their separate ways. But if a temple servant squabbled with one of the Frisian kings, the king's head would roll the moment he uttered the word of dissent. Well, maybe they've got their own way of life, who knows? Maybe the temple rules their lands while our monarchs try to maintain law and order. Still, Rakana doesn't attack Frisia in reap time. But we did, Ake. We started it during the first reaping, and when the second reaping struck, the one that ended at the Battle of Drowsy Deep, it was the Berkanan army that turned up. Those weren't Frisian lands yet. So that's how it is, eh? Berkana played dirty with Frisia, and now expects payback during every reaping. Why tell me the Frisian ways? Frisian Temple, the Temple of the Divine Wrath, yearns to rid itself of both the Temple of Divine Retribution and Berkana itself. They are the ones who truly command Frisian troops. The reaping presents a good opportunity to finish off a weakened enemy. That's how it goes. The reaping comes, and Frisia's right on cue. Do you want to know why Trouble had to die? Don't tell me you have no curiosity. The monster paralysed everyone, turned it to a third of the townsfolk against the others, and beset the whole town with plague. But Trouble was the only one it itself killed. It even climbed the town hall just to get him. Do you know why they need the reaping? Because they find nourishment in death, torture and pain. More precisely, those things power the sacred stones, imbuing them with their healing properties. Now tell me, is it any better to be killed by a friend than an enemy? What are you even saying? An enemy, of course. Let's see him try to kill me. A friend who plots against you is no friend at all, wouldn't you say? Much more infuriating than those who present themselves as enemies from the start. That's how it is. Your hatred, your tears, despite your best attempts to hide them, are just food for the sacred stones. So, if Trouble became that Reaper's servant and began to slaughter the townsfolk, the Reaper would find it quite amusing and satisfying. Praise the gods Trouble didn't agree to that. Those of royal blood are certainly a lot tougher. Say Prince Trieg, for example. What a man. His father was quite the fearless fellow himself when he was in his prime. That's why he didn't get on well with his grandson. We all bleed the same shade of red. Few have faced a Reaper and lived to tell a tale. Maybe Trouble's heart just couldn't take it. The Gebanon king massacred his subjects. Trieg's ancestor, the Draining king, did so too. That didn't matter in the end. They just joined a pile of corpses they created. Well, I suppose that's enough for now. Perhaps. One other thing I don't quite get though. Your words have a ring of truth, and I may be but a simple swordsman, certainly no scholar, no peasant either, yet I've got a hunch that the temple servants and reapers are in cahoots. I mean, they're all making a fuss over their precious menhirs. Ake, this is a pandemonium I want no part in. Not in the way I appear in your eyes, at least. I've heard this reaping's the last one. Is that true? Think, what would it take to make this the last battle? No one's to be left alive. No women, no children. Only then, maybe. If Dorkal's on Frisia's side, does Berkana have its own reapers? Do the same reapers roam in the north and the south? Well, things happen. The only certainty, reapers serve no one. There's a lot of law being dumped on us there. Let's go and speak to Thorn. Have we got time for that? Yeah, let's go speak to Thorn. Sherk takes you and Ake's to Thorn's cell. Thorn, your guests. Go greet them. Just keep it brief. This is a dungeon, not an inn after all. No shenanigans, you hear me? I'll be waiting by the entrance. Hello, Thorn. I'll cut to the chase. My name is Hopper Rowley. I'm a healer, a scribe, and something of a sorcerer. Some call me a vagabond. I found myself in Arbius a couple of days ago. I took advantage of that good fortune and helped rid the town of a curse. It was not the reaping, though, but an entirely different kind of sorcery. I made quite an impression on Prince Tree, too. So he hired me to locate his son, known to the Albus Company as Hode. I was also instructed to find you, Thornbrennan, and hand you over to the closest Barcanian military governor. I could not refuse. I wouldn't call you lucky, Hopper Rowley. My getting captured is hardly your doing. You couldn't save your prince either. He's already dead, and all those who fought beside him will pay for that. What else do you want? Your daughter, Captain. I need to speak with your daughter. You came to the city together, then she vanished. Where is she now? Aren't you a little old to be chasing girls, Hopper? Am I supposed to laugh? You and your daughter both managed to stand your ground against the Reaper in Arbius. You can understand why that would pique my curiosity. I'm trying to learn what causes the reaping and how to stop it. Any temple servant can tell you the reaping's causes, but stopping it is beyond anyone save the gods. You seem too frail to best even me, let alone Ache or a Reaper. Don't know if you'd call him a god or not, but he did bring down the town hall in Arbius. The cardinal himself carried him out of the rubble. He fights quite impressively for a scribe. Even you, Thorn, could learn something from him. I am no god. Even an ordinary soldier in the right place can rebuke an entire army. Are you saying my daughter is in this right place, or is she a weapon for you to defend yourself with? Even if Ache's right about you, why should I entrust you with my child's fate? Why should you? Do I look like a Tolman? I just want to help Bacana, and you may be able to assist me. Has Brandvici sent you? Brandvici, son of Stakovici. So, your brother-in-law then. Why does he have it out for you? When it comes to relatives, it's usually about an inheritance or a personal grudge. Knowing all the reasons is far less important than dealing with the consequences. Can't change the past. Better to be fully prepared for what lies ahead. Brandvici wishes for the death of my children. It even angers him that he had naught to do with my wife's death. Guess you'll have to take my word for it. I know nothing of Brandvici, never seen him, we've never spoken. Imagine a toad with venomous fangs, covered in honey and sprinkled with gold. You'd not be far off. Perhaps you need to talk to my dead wife too. I share your grievances, Thorn, but no one's going to survive this reaping unscathed. That's how it always has been and always will be, unless the reapings are stopped for good. I take it your son and daughter still live. At least you have someone to pray for. Damn them, they just play with people and discard them like toys, and then they burn them like dead leaves. Where is their wisdom? Where is their mercy? I'm not one to judge the gods, Thorn. There's no reason for concern. You do not seek revenge on every fool hurling obscenities your way, do you? Has something happened to your son? There's concern in your eyes when you speak of him. I don't know yet. Brandvici did say he was in trouble. I believe he was taken hostage somewhere near Friga. Perhaps the candles got him. Honestly, I'd be just as worried if Brandvici got his hands on any of my children. Damn all this talk. Just get me out of here. Come to your senses. These walls cannot bring down. I cannot bring down. Besides, Ache can hear us. The only reason he's not voicing his outrage is that he's so mad he can't speak. I'd rather know how you managed to stand your ground against the Reaper. Did your daughter help in any way? Alright, I tell you. Yes, Glida helped me keep it together. I couldn't bear the shame of breaking down in her presence. There could have been other factors. I'm no sorcerer. It reminds me of a similar feeling from many years ago, back when I saved my father-in-law from the clutches of the Veil. That story is the stuff of legend. Since you, no one's dared approach the edge of the world. Palians tried using ropes to pull willing daredevils back out, but a bunch of bloody corpses were all that ever came back. Till you got in and out, just like that. How'd you manage it?
Hey.
I had to save my father-in-law. The loss may have been too much for my wife. Her heart was already quite weak, so off I went. Then something happened to me there. Maybe it was past my daughter. Still, I wouldn't have survived if not for my mentor. Drua died, but he helped me escape. Yeah, we don't know anything about this. This is like stories from like before this game started. I don't know if there's like, I don't know if this is like based on a like local story. This is a Russian game, I think. I don't know, or maybe there's a novel or graphic novel or something that this is based on. I don't actually know. Your mentor seems to be no ordinary man, and how may I be of service to you, Thorn, Brennan? Within reason, of course. I think it's going to be all about his daughter. Hopper, save my daughter. Oh, but then his son has been kept. Well, I don't know. Who would he want to say? Save my daughter. So she's in trouble after all, isn't she? Thorn, you know nothing about me. You never saw me destroy the town hall. There are no witnesses to my supposed selflessness and honour. You learn a lot just by watching people, believe me. Besides, I know quite well. Wipe that frown from your face, Giant. Trust me, Hopper, if you'd been a scoundrel, he'd never have brought you here. I have no idea what you see in me. Ake doesn't know me that well either. Well, whatever. Let's say I agree. What do I do if I find your daughter? And where should I start my search? Take her to see Stakevich. We've never quite been on friendly terms, but he wishes no harm upon his grandchildren. You'll find my daughter, or at least a sign of her, in Ursus, close to where the last battle of the Inns took place. I think you're smart enough to take it from there. I hope it all works out for you. I can't promise I'll save your offspring, or get you out of this dungeon, but you can rest assured that I won't harm you, nor your son. You have a knack for getting people's hopes up without promising anything, Hopper. Thorn, why not ask your father-in-law for help anyway? He's quite a powerful man, after all. Not as powerful as the king. Besides, the fate of the prince leaves little to hope for. It's too late to help. And there we go. Okay, so we can go to the inn. Oh, hold on. You lock yourself up in one of the inn's vacant rooms. Perhaps you should cast the spell, something that tells you that Thorn's death ought to be prevented. You were once pretty good at sorcery. Still, shouldn't think this through. We can just stop thinking and act. I think we should try and stop Thorn from being executed. Think about your own sorcery. You have some skill, but sorcery of this caliber will weaken you greatly. Is it truly worth it? Yeah, stop thinking and act. You don't have much choice. Use the spell. Let's do it. We're weakening ourselves anyway. You'll have to put every Ursa to sleep and inform Thorn of your plans, lest he miss the opportunity to escape. It'll be tough, but the decision's been made. There's no going back now. You shut out to the outside world and weave your sorcery, wholly focused on your task at hand. Once the deed is done, you notice the walls are covered in frost. Seems you're losing your grip. Perhaps due to the lack of practice, some of your power has spilled into the room. Curse is spreading. Stats are lowered again. Okay, but we have gained a skill point. Teak starts knocking on the door almost immediately. Hey sir, Rowley, is something wrong? The ceiling of the room below is covered in frost. I lost my balance, fell and dropped a bottle of wine when I saw it. It's embarrassing, but I also shat my breeches and need a new pair. At least I didn't cut myself. Stop whatever you're doing or I'm calling the guards. You've already delved into sorcery once today, and casting another simple spell is second nature. My dear Teak, I'm already fast asleep. You just had a bad dream. You've also been drinking raw water, which is why you shat your breeches. Another skill point. The innkeeper calms down instantly. He'll only remember what you told him. Just had a bad dream, he says lifelessly. I had a knot in my stomach because I drank raw water, so Rowley's been fast asleep all night. A sudden headache makes you wince. You're lethargic. You should really go to bed. Having sent Teak off to mind his own business, you lie down and quickly fall asleep.
It's hard to step away from a luring abyss. Your heart is leaping out of your chest.
Okay. Well, you know what? We are going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Had a little bit of action, a lot more story, and I guess that's kind of the what's in store for us over the next few episodes. I do want to get this game done. I'm very sort of interested to find out what's happening. I'd be interested to see how it ends. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon. Goodbye.